I'm here on day one of Connected Britain with Greg Mesch, the CEO of CityFibres. Greg, you've been coming to Connected Britain for a few years now. Are you enjoying the event so far?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's been growing super nicely, but more importantly is the subject matter and the content is just getting richer and richer and richer. So I think it's doing a great service to the industry.
That's great to hear. Can you tell us about CityFibre's fibre rollout, how that's progressing right now?
Well, it's progressing extremely well. We have of course, just issued a release today. We've passed over 2 million premises. So on our 8 million build plan, we're 25% completed. And a lot of people don't realize that that's, it's taken us 36 months to get across 1 million, but it only took us about 8 to 12 months to get across the next million. And our current rate will be across 3 or 4 million by the end of next year. So we're on our way to finishing our core 8 million plan. And what's really more exciting about just the build plan, because everybody's focused on that, is the take-up. We're seeing extraordinary take-ups at a city-by-city level. That's what we concentrate on, not at a blended entire level, but city by city. And every city that we've finished up, it's reaching quick 20-25% of penetration, and then it's growing at 1.5% a month. So we're seeing not only that we're building at a steady rate and we're achieving all of our milestones there, but we're now achieving all of our milestones on connecting customers and filling it up.
That's fantastic to hear. And can you tell us about your financing at the moment and what that means for your customers?
Well, it's great to be able to talk about it because in the last, we're 11 years old, we've been not only a build machine and a fill machine, we've been a finance machine. We've been able to finance our growth all the way. But in 2018, we really changed the whole nature and trajectory of what we're doing is we shifted to a private markets and did a take private with Goldman and Anton, and then we followed it up with almost 1.2 billion in equity financing last year and brought in Mubadala, which is one of the biggest sovereign wealth funds in the world. Bringing that much equity in, we immediately dual tracked it with a debt financing and closed 4.9 billion in debt financing. So all told, we've fully financed a full 8 million rollout. And we did that all before this whole financing crisis, inflationary crisis, the work crisis. I'd like to say we were brilliant, but we were really lucky in our timing. And so we got all that done, and we're now in the best bucket there is, which is the bucket of a private company, not under the spotlight of a public company that's under pressure for dividends and under pressure now to make every return on investment capital decision more sacrosanct. We're in a private company. We can concentrate on where we're going, and we're fully financed in that endeavor. So we're really in an excellent spot.
That's great to hear. And you've spoken about your 30% of the UK plans. Is there plans to potentially go beyond that?
Well, our current plan is to build out on our own up to 30% of the UK. Now, there's two other things that could influence that. One is we're participating in the government's gigabit program, which is a stimulus package of up to 5 billion to help build out in rural. We in our core city builds, we think we could participate in that, and if it was in its full capacity, we could expand our builds another 2 million or 3 million builds. So in theory, we could participate in the BDUK rural expansion and take our core build of 8 million, we could take it up to 10, or we could sequence it inside our 8. So we have a lot of options there. Second thing is, clearly there's going to be some consolidation in the market. And what we've seen, and we think it's happening, is all the altnet builders are sequencing themselves very well. So I'm not overbuilding anybody. They're not really overbuilding me. And we're all sequencing ourselves. So ultimately, if the altnets came together, then you could create a network that's really much bigger than Virgin's, and it could be rivaling the size of OpenReach's. We could be at 16 to 20 million over the course of the next 5 years. So if you put those two events together, BDUK and inevitable consolidation in some way, you truly have the largest fiber network that's going to materialize, and that's just great for the consumers, right? It's going to be better products, lower economics, better availability on the network side, and better overall consistency of a digital platform.
Yeah. So, Greg, fascinating as always. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.